Morning. Hello everyone. Are you ready to start? Raise your hand, write something if you can hear me, and we will begin shortly. Just let me know that you can hear me. Okay. Okay, so welcome aboard the Dropshippers to the webinar of how to sell more using the most advanced tool in the world, DSM tool. First I will introduce me and my brother Kfir. I am a computer science bachelor degree graduated, already 10 years in the field, developing softwares, websites, applications, and etc. And in the e-commerce, something like 6-7 years. In the last 7 years, I had e-commerce stores. I worked in big companies, and Kfir is a bachelor degree in business management. He will join us shortly, if he's not here already. And the reason that we developed DSM tool is that back at the time we couldn't find a single tool in the market that can give you a full platform for a dropshipper to sell more, like the webinar, to give you a place to have perspective about the whole dropshipping mechanism, all the business, and not only monitoring or only repricing or stuff like this. We found that a lot of things should be automated and could ease on us if they were existing, and because we couldn't find anything, we just stopped our work and developed a DSM tool. So let's start to show you the system, the tool, and to teach you how to use it in order to sell more in eBay as a dropshipper. Okay, so first of all, after the sign up to the tool, which is free, you can sign up for free, get 50 listings to publish and monitor through this tool. You will also get something we call DSM Academy. It's a short 7 lessons email that you get on a daily basis with a daily tip that teach you how to do small things that will customize your store and could make you make less mistakes and have a better store that is more suitable to a dropshipping method. Something that you don't get when you just sign up to eBay. You need to customize a few little things. So this is one of the things that we give to every new sign up. If you are already registered and you didn't get it, so you can find it in our YouTube channel. Okay, so the first thing we
Hello.
Kfir? Okay.
I think it's
hello.
well, I'm waiting for you. Hey everyone. Sorry for
This is Kfir, as I told you. He is my brother and he's the CEO. I am the CTO. He's managing of all the you can
yeah,
talk
for
about
sure. I
yourself
will
if you
present
want.
myself, and then maybe I could start with the overview, and maybe you would help me, and you would be my mouse. What do you say? Okay, so hey
Yeah,
everyone.
sure.
Sorry for being 1 minute late. As I told you, I thought we're here and we're happy to begin the webinar, and thank you all for being with us. My name is Kfir, and I am the CEO of DSM Tool together with Ofer, my brother. We are the co-founders. Ofer already told you the story. I'll just tell you that I studied business and entrepreneurship as a major, and this is why there is this connection between me and Ofer. Ofer is the head of technology. I'm the head of the business and marketing part, and hopefully we're going to talk today. We're going to drill down straightforward into how to sell more, because this is what we want you guys to do. We just want you to sell more, and we're here to help. So, as Ofer said, let's just go. Let's just begin. Just 1 second before we start. You can use the interface in order to ask questions, and once you ask questions, it pops up to us. And two things are going to happen. First, when one of us speaks, the other one can answer the questions. And second, second, once you ask a question, it pops to us, and if it's an important question that is relevant for everyone, we will stop and we will answer it, and it's a totally interactive webinar. So let's begin. So you got into DSM, you registered, you got a cool DSM Academy, 7 tips on a daily basis. How do you get around the system? The first thing that you want to get to know is the left menu. On the left menu, you can go through all the pages of DSM. It actually takes you through the whole idea of dropshipping, all the stages that you have in dropshipping, starting with finding the relevant items, going to listing them, monitoring the price and controlling the quantity, after sales management such as sales reports and profit and auto ordering that will soon be launched, and we will show you in demonstration today. A cool Chrome bot that we will show you, a Chrome extension that does all kind of cool things, gift card purchases for those of you who needs them, and an affiliate program which we will talk about later. So that's on the left menu. On the top menu, you will find a few very, very useful buttons. First is the quick item search. You can enter either the source ID, whether it's Amazon or any other supplier that we work with, the eBay ID, or in the future we will work not only with eBay, so the Target ID, and you can search it here. On the next to it, you can find, if you're using multiple accounts, we do support it, so feel free to contact us if you do. And you can just switch between your accounts. If you click on the cute little guy over there, it will change the account. Ofer is demonstrating how it changes the account. This is, for example, an account that is in UK, and the other account is in US. And you can see which one is the main account. And the cool thing about multiple accounts is that if you manage enough listings, it's open from a Magnum plan, meaning from 1,000 listings and above. Then you pay as if you have one account. You don't need to pay for multiple accounts. I think this is something almost unique to us. Next to it, you will find the queue. The cute queue is just a button that will lead you to see what's going on with the items that you're either publishing, or anything that actually needs a queue might appear here. It's mostly for publishing new items or importing items. So if you're moving from another monitoring tool, because most of the tools in the market are just repricers and some do automatic ordering, but you don't have like the whole platform that we supply. So if you're moving from another monitor, here is where you will find yourself doing the process and queuing the item to be imported. And on the top right corner, just a little thing, is your profile. You can find the settings that I will go over later, and you can log out, and in the future we'll have more stuff over there. So that's...
Okay, so basically what you say, Kfir, is the moment that I enter to the system, I can practically see all what I need as a dropshipper. I can quickly find an item. If I open my Gmail and someone wrote me about some item issue, or I want to quickly find it, I can quickly search it. I can switch between multiple accounts. I can do all the flow of the dropshipper, if it's listing an item, monitoring item, or checking my
yeah, well,
results,
I'll tell you even more than that, Ofer, because most of the tools in the market, when we were dropshippers, me and you, most of the tools in the market offered us only one option. They offered us either their repricing, or their listing, or their doing auto ordering, and so on. We couldn't find any one-stop shop that would really provide you the whole ecosystem that you're looking for in dropshipping, including everything, including managing your business with sales and profits reports, and managing your account. Now we'll go over the dashboard, and that's the main idea. And you know what? Let me show you how it works. Let me show you the dashboard and the cool features that we have over the dashboard. And the first thing, speaking of management of your account, the first thing that you will find is your sales statistics. And you can go over the statistics. Yeah, exactly.
This one.
You can go over the statistics and see how much you sold every day, but not only every day, and not only that it tells you how much today you sold, you can actually check out the last month and the last 90 days. Now the beautiful thing is that you can, there you go, yeah, and you can see cool trends like you see in this account how the sales went up. They were very low and they went up, which makes sense because you see it's the season, it's December, it's a new account, so it all makes sense. But the cool thing is that we don't only give you the sales. So this one would be, you can show on the top left corner, this would be the sales report. But the cool thing is that the sales report you can also find in eBay. But what you can't find in eBay is the profits report. Because as a dropshipper, how much you sell matters a little bit less. How much you make profit is the one most important thing. Now it's an estimated profit, right? We cannot.
So at this day, at December 13, I made profit, a pure profit from dropshipping, $145. It's not the sales.
Yeah,
it's
well, it's
profit.
An estimated profit because telling the exact profit is a little bit harder, and maybe we'll get to it in the future, but even an estimated profit is already telling you the trend and already helping you to manage your account. So this is exactly what I mean when I'm telling you that we help you to manage your account better, to understand what's going on in your account, and eventually, if you understand your account better, you can simply sell more. So, but let me give you some other tools that you have already here in the dashboard. The dashboard is only meant to help you manage your account. So if you go a little bit to the right, you will see cool alerts. The alerts are in green and red. The color doesn't matter, but the idea of the alerts is to give you an semi-automation to the whole idea of optimization. And the idea of optimization, if you practice dropshipping, you know that if you want to sell more, you have to optimize your account, because what you're selling is not the actual product. And we will talk about it later. You're selling, it's not the product that you're selling, it's the data. And over here, you can have a lot of information about your account. So for example, you can see that you have 3 unmonitored items on eBay. And if you click on it, and you don't need to click on it right now, if you click on it, you will see the items that are not monitored. That means that if those items are not monitored, they might be sold, and you don't even monitor them.
Oh, I see that I have 7 missing tracking numbers for more than 3 days. This is really bad because I know as a fact that eBay doesn't like late shipping items. So here, within a moment, I can know if my account is effective and is working.
I'll tell you even more.
Right?
If you don't update your tracking number on time, it actually hurts your top rating seller. So it hurts you from becoming a top rated seller. So, but there is more.
Items
look, you have
which
items
are
that are out of stock. This is such a waste of time because you're paying eBay's fees. Why do you pay for items that are out of stock for more than 3 days? You have items that were sold that were not sold for more than 30 days. Why holding in your account? And I'll tell you even more than that. Soon in the settings, you could see that you can edit those parameters. So you can set, for example,
those parameters
everything could be edited. So you can define how do you like. For example, if you sold an item once, then usually it lays exactly. It's here. It's in the settings, and you can change the settings of the alerts. If you sold an item once, for example, so most of us look at the. You will see later in the price monitor table, you see that it's been sold. So you're thinking, wow, that's a great item, but actually it can sit there for 2 more months and you didn't sell it again. So we tell you all that ahead and help you optimize.
I can tell you more, Kfir, about this not selling items. eBay, since Cassini, the new search engine, gives every seller a rank. It calculates how many items he has. It calculates how many sold items he had in the last month. And if you are holding dead items, this is how I call it, items which are out of stock, or items that haven't been sold in the last 30 days in your store, that means that you are hurting yourself, because eBay is saying, oh, this guy didn't sell anything, this didn't change anything a lot of time, so he is less relevant than other sellers or other items, so I will less promote it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
So this small box really helps to promote the business.
Yeah.
Cool. What else we have here
Wait a
in the
second.
dashboard? Okay, I see that we have statistics on eBay. How many items are already published? How much limit is left? How much items can I publish within the dashboard? I can find how many items I have in this monitor and how much I can publish in the current plan. I can upgrade if I want to upgrade the plan or see the prices. For instance, if I'm on the free price, what is the next step? I could see that
Yeah,
here.
exactly. So,
What else we
well,
have
I
here?
just wanted to say a note offer
Okay,
to us. That I just realized that I needed to start the recording, so I hope that you also did so. Um, okay,
I
great.
am. I
So,
am
guys, you
recording
can
now.
also watch the recording later. I
Okay.
just started my recording as well, just to have a backup. So you can track the changes in the price monitor. So every dropshipper knows that the monitor is the heart of the business. And over here, you can track all the changes. And I'll tell you more than that. Not only that you can see, if you will scroll down, you will see the previous changes that happened to your items. You can do much more than that. You can click on View All under it, right under it,
Okay, I will
and
do
it will
that
take you
here.
to a, yeah, exactly.
View all.
It will take you to a full report that shows you exactly. It
Oh,
shows you all the changes that were made, and you can go down and see every change that was made. And one of the things that dropshippers knows that happens in this business is that sometimes you sell an item at a specific time, and then you need to go buy it. And sometimes, unfortunately, the price changes and the price goes up, and then you are basically losing on the deal. So over here, if such thing happened, all you have to do is go in here and check what happened recently in the account. And maybe you could see, for example, that the item always changes. It's a fluctuating item, so you should get rid of it. Or maybe it goes out of stock and in stock and out of stock.
yeah. This is the risk we have in the dropshipping industry, that we are not fast enough until we wake up or realize that someone bought an item. The
Yeah,
price
so
could be changed.
the table here
But
is very simple. It shows you the time, it shows you what item, shows you the source and some relevant information to find the item, and then it tells you what has changed, which is the most important part. If you could mark it for a second so everyone could see just what has changed. Exactly. So this is
this
the
one, yes.
changes history. I'll tell you more than that. You can also get reports. We're actually rebuilding now the whole system of how it will be reported to you, and you can get reports of the changes to your email, which is also something that could really help.
Okay. I see here also the feedbacks that I got and my
Yes, exactly.
common
You
score,
always want to
which is
follow.
really nice. I really see. I don't need to go into eBay. I mean, even if I have few accounts, because I am holding a few stores, and each store has its own niche, so I can see all the information straight from here. If I have
And
negative,
that's
if I have
exactly the
positive,
idea.
stuff like
Offer.
this,
Why would you have to go
limitations.
to work on eBay when you're dropshipping and you have dropshipping platform? That's the idea. You need to have one place that you can manage everything.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see below. Below you can see
Oh,
some of
nice.
your statistics. So for example, you can see your lifetime long statistics, the profits, how many items were sold, and you can see the averages, which is also important. How many items do you sell uh, every day on
Very
average?
nice.
And the most important one, if you're asking me, the most important detail is your sell-through rate. As you said, eBay ranks you, and the way it calculates how to rank you is a very basic rule. It says that if you have, let's say, 100 items, then you need to calculate how many items did you sell in the past month, and divide it by the 100. So if you sold in the past month 60 items and you have 100 items active on eBay, your sell-through would be 60%. Now, the question, what is your sell-through, is not as important as what is the trend. Because if you see that your trend is going down, this is exactly the time to delete some of your items and do some improves. And if you see that the trend is going,
Okay, so if I have 140 items and I sold in the last month 429, that's about 150%
Yeah, but the
this
question
is
is
my score.
also on
This is
what
what I sell,
profit, and
right?
everyone has their own strategy. So
Right.
the more important question
Right.
is how do you keep this sales through, and if you see that it's going up, maybe it's time to list more items because you're doing so well. Just try it with more items, you will be more profitable. So it's a good thing to track it.
What is a good
Yeah,
sell through rate?
yeah,
What number
roughly we'll talk
considered
about
a
between
good number?
40 and 60% depending on how what's your profit rate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Above
above 50, I
50,
would say
60.
it would be
Got
a
it.
good one just to get ranked on eBay well. So if you have something that is much below 50, maybe it's a good time not to keep uploading items, rather to do the optimization that we will talk about in this webinar.
That's a good tip. You know, this could help a lot to sell
Definitely.
more on eBay, because if I have a lot of items and very few sell, that affects on my account, because only very few
Well,
sells.
speaking of selling more, let's move on to the events calendar. So first, thank
Okay.
you for the sell-through
Upcoming
tip. Yes,
events.
it's definitely something that is going to help you to sell more, but let me help you even sell even more than that. So we gathered for you and for all the
Okay.
dropshippers
How?
a year-long event, and we were putting all of them in this calendar, divided by types. Yeah, you have
Cool.
here holidays, you have sport events, you have the official days of the starting of the seasons. You have other type of events like movies. You can see over here. Let's take, for example, let's take well, upcoming right now is Christmas, but as you can see in January 26th or in February 5th, not many people knows that actually it's a good idea to start selling 2 or 3 weeks before sports stuff for the Winter X Games or for the Super Bowl, and we even tell you what to sell. We give you some ideas of what are the categories that you want to go for, and some keywords that would be probably searched. This is a work that we've done for quite a while because we gathered and events for a whole year, including movies and big events that happened, and the Oscar and everything that is related.
So you say every time an event occurs, for instance, right now we are really in the week of the Christmas, and I need to remove all my Christmas items that are irrelevant. I do have the all year items such as a pot or I don't know kitchen tools, but I do have stuff that are specific items that are specific for Christmas. So now I'm about to remove them, and then I can come here and grab more ideas like the Hanukkah Jewish day or the New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
This
like
is a
how many
great
people
idea
sell party props in
of things
dropshipping?
I
You know
can
that everyone
search.
sells Christmas gifts, but how many people sell party props for the New Year's Eve? That's exactly the idea.
Right. Good idea. Good idea. Okay.
Okay, so
What else?
so how do you know? You see, if you would watch the webinar that we gave 3 months ago, you would see that so much has changed, and the way to track it is actually right here, where you're marking your where your mouse went. This is our Facebook feed, and every time something new happens, like today, there is a free webinar, and like a few days ago that we published some other stuff that you can just see there. All our updates would be there. Moreover, actually, I wanted. ah, I need to take the screen for that. Um, Moreover, if you will please hand me over the screen, I will
Okay.
show you some other cool stuff that we have. Can you do this for a second? Thank you.
Yes.
Do you see my screen now? Yeah, okay,
We
great.
do.
So, moreover, so I told you that you can find all the updates down here, like the new Chrome extension update that we did just a day ago. You will find on the bottom right corner this cool pop-up that is um, our help device. So we give help. We are a whole team. I'm sorry about the language. This is my local language, but each one of you, it will appear in his local language. I can open a conversation, and one of us, this is actually me, and Daniel, which is the head of customer support, and Romeo, which also works with us in customer support. We're a whole team, and we're here to help, and we would love to help you. And so if you have any question, you can always use our help. But I'll tell you more than that. You can actually help yourself, and here are 3 cool ways that you can always use to get answers quickly. First is our international dropshipping community. We're talking about over 1,000 members already, and here I'm telling you guys, if you're already, if you're already here in this webinar, or if you're watching the webinar on the later stage, please join the group and please bring your friends. The more people we have here in this group, the better the support is and the better the community is. I can tell you that we have, we're from Israel, and we have an Israeli community of over 2,500 members already, which is huge, and it's very, very active, and we all the time try to put as much content as possible and to make our international group just as big, and it's as good as cool. People answer really fast to use it. Next is our knowledge base that you can reach by clicking on the Help Center over here in the left menu. If you go to the knowledge base, you can actually find almost every answer that you would look for. Well, not every answer. We're still working on answering all the answers, but you could find, and by the way, we also work on a new knowledge base. You can find articles such as selling add-on items and how to work with them. But the 2 coolest articles that you will find are my favorites, are under the general section. It's called eBay Customer Service Common Questions and Answers. It's a whole table that you know who helped us together? Our community. Our community sent us all kind of questions and answers, such as, can I get a, no, let's take this one. Why did I receive a package from Amazon, for those of you who sell from Amazon? And all kind of answers that you can give the customers when they ask you. And you have here, look how many. And we keep building it. And if you have more ideas or more questions you're willing to, you can send it to us and we will add it to here. So that is one cool link that you can use in our knowledge base. It's under general. And the other one that is even my top favorite, you can find it either here, right now you cannot see it, but you can find it here under general. It's called useful links that we collected for you guys. Useful links, actually this part is mostly offers. Offer is always collecting those cool links, to starting from articles and useful eBay tools like title builder app and RSS feed for your store.
Just visit this page and you could see all the links. So those things are this help and knowledge base is basically not to helping you really actively sell more, but rather than helping you managing your business, and we can call it sell faster or manage the dropshipping faster, because you start to work like a machine. You take from here links that you need, like revising
Like
negative
opting to business
feedbacks or
policies.
other
Have
opting to
call-
business policies, stuff like this. You can take a completed answer, question and answer. And if I still have questions for you, how can
So
I
I showed it already. You just have to go over here and open a ticket to our support, and we will get back to you. So the knowledge base is to help yourself, and you know what? Help yourself even more. Search DSM tool in YouTube, and you will get to our channel. And in that channel, again, I'm sorry about the language. I cannot control it, unfortunately. But in that channel, you will find all kind of tips and ideas and lessons and everything that we're not deep drilling in this webinar to, like how to opt into business policies. Well, how to opt into business policies, you can find it over there. And all kind of tips and ideas and other webinars and other stuff that we do. So just follow that, and you can even subscribe. We have almost 300 subscribers already. So that's about it. That is the dashboard, and this is how you begin managing your account. But so you know what, Ofer, why don't we just start now the whole process? We already started it with understanding how our account looks like. But when you want to start dropshipping, when you want to start a process, you need to find items. What do you offer me as a dropshipper to do in order to find the best items to publish?
Okay, good question. How do I find items to sell? What is my strategy? It's something that also one of the users asked us in the questions. You are welcome to ask us a question all the time along the webinar. We see them. If I'm not speaking, I'm reading and answering questions, and Kfir vice versa. Actually, there were 2 questions that have been asked that I want to talk about. First was what is the best practice if the item is not sold. I mean, here it says you have 30 days ago items that weren't sold. So it's I am considering between 2 weeks, 14 days to 30 days that item is irrelevant. And moreover, I will show you in the after we will reach there in the price monitor how can you find those items and how can you filter the monitor so you could find the specific items that are not interesting no one, that no one is watching them or viewing them or you haven't sold them. But let's start about finding items. So first of all, I want to show you a page that we developed specially for you guys, and we are using it too, and we are still under development. We are working with really great tools that are still under development, and very soon this week one of them is going to come out, and they are all relevant to dropshipping. First of all is our DSM store, which is it's a page that we created inside the DSM tool. We connect people who sell in Amazon in various of methods like private labels and other system and methods, and tell them give us your items, your links, and give us some small coupon, and we will publish those items for you. And they come to DSM tool, put their items, you can see here all their items, and they also give you some small discount. For instance, this cocktail shaker, you get a coupon of 10% off. So you already can make $3 just by publishing it with no profit at all for this item. And you can etc publish all those items. This is one way to publish items.
What do I do if one of the what do I do if one of the coupons doesn't work?
Good questions. Because we give this platform for you and for the Amazon guys, we can't control what is working and what is not. If one of them is not working for some reason, you can just contact us and we will remove it and validate that the item is working. This is about the store, the DSM store. It's free for use for everyone.
So just one quick question, Offer. If I have a friend that is selling on Amazon and he has just his items on Amazon, can I just invite him to use it? How does he log in? Where does he get it?
Yes, he doesn't need to sign up to DSM tool. He just need to go to dsmtool.com. I will open a new window and show you that if I go to dsmtool.com without signing up, I can just, as a seller, click on the store and click on the seller button, and I could publish the ASIN, the coupon code, and the discount I give, and all this information will be revealed only to the logged in user, meaning the DSM users. So this is about the store. The other two tools that we are working on connecting to them are specifically for dropshipping. I know that you heard a lot of multiple tools that you can check the marketplace and compare items if they are more relevant or less relevant, but there is no tool that is specific for our business. And right now there is a new one that called Zik Analytics. It's a market analyzing like the other famous tools that there are out there, but this one is specific for dropshipping. And you could see, you have here a tutorial that you can see how it's working, and I hope that this week it will be already available for everyone, and we will create here the link. The other tool is the Thunder Finder that we are working to connect to, that is just finding you hot items. You don't need to do anything, just tell him give me items. He gives you good items after analyzing and everything, and it will be soon also connected. And what you already can find, we gathered a lot of websites that you can use already to find items. For instance, I don't know if you know the Goofbid, but it's a really great website that can find you all kind of items by their ranks and sold and all kind of filtering. You have here eBay beta labs, all kind of website that we just gathered for you to find to better find items that are selling.
Offer, what about other ways that you can help us
also
to
you
make more money? Because we want here to make a lot of money.
Okay, good question. Let's say I found here some item. Okay, let's go to the I don't know, Amazon price change tool, and I just found an item that I want. For instance, I see that this one has a 10% drop off, and I really like this item, and now I want to buy it. Okay, it's a really it's a bargain. That's what I think. I could buy it. I could publish it, and when someone is buying from me, I will go and buy the item. But I can also make a little bit extra cash with the cashback websites. I'm sure most of you know the cashback websites. I personally using the Ebates, and every cashback website has a small bonus when you sign up. We also have in the YouTube a guide how to use the smartbot that we'll talk about later, and those cashback websites. So every time you go to Kmart, Walmart, all those websites, you can install a Chrome extension of this cashback. For instance, the giving assistant, and he will tell you, hey, you can get here 4% cashback. So I already get a little bit more cash, a little bit more money back to myself, and this is one method to sell to profit, to gain more money at the end of the month. Also, we gathered for you Chrome extensions that can help you. For instance, coupons at checkout. This is a really great Chrome extension. I want to show you. For instance, Kmart. I'm using it a lot. Kmart is a really great website to dropship because it has a lot of cashback mechanism of its own. You just buy from there, and they give you. You see, I have already $27 that are waiting for me to buy items, so I can literally buy sell item and get it for free if it costs less than $27. And look at this coupon at checkout. If you're going to any website that has a coupon code, you just click on this find coupons, and it will start finding you the relevant coupon and reduce the price, the total price. So at the end, you can buy it for less and gain more money. So this is one of the examples.
Offer, so are you saying that actually sometimes, maybe in some cases, maybe even if I sell with a zero profit, I might actually made money just by gaining cashback and coupons and stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly. This is the way you can do it. Moreover, because of DSM tool is supporting those big websites, Amazon, Walmart, and etc., you can find a lot of items that you can compare and find a lot of items that will be in one price in one website and another price in another website.
So you're saying even if I can find an item with a supplier that DSM doesn't support, like Target, maybe it will just be cheaper?
Yes, this is one of the methods to find items. For instance, this Barbie something gift set. It has different prices in different websites, and you can compare and you can just find the best price between those websites, and then decide on which website you want to sell it. For instance, this one, Walmart, is the winner. Moreover, when Zik will be available, which is really in the upcoming few days, you could check the marketplace volume of this specific, for instance, for the Barbie Rainbow and etc. Okay, so let's
okay, I found an item. I'm ready. What do I do now?
I just found right. Okay, so the first thing you do, what do you think it is?
I
Is it
sell it,
publishing an
no?
item? No, you don't sell it, you don't publish it yet.
Maybe I could make
You
it more
need to
beautiful.
make
Yeah,
it more
exactly.
attractive. Exactly. You need to make the people that you know, eBay is not only about Cassini and about making the store uh, very relevant with reducing unselling items and optimization, all kind of optimization. It's also about selling to people. And if you want to attract the people, you need to give them some confidence. So you need to make your items to look like something that like a place that they will want to buy from. This is why in DSM we created four uh, templates that are already ready-made for you that you can use
Well,
just by signing up.
I've
You will
heard
get
that
four of them.
actually DSM, when it was established in this July, like just a few months ago, was the first tool to offer
Mhm.
multiple accounts, multiple template management. Why would I ever need more than one template?
Right. That's a good question. Let's take now the Christmas. By the way, we have released a Christmas template, which is especially for paying members for the VIP club. If you upgrade to one of the paying plans, you get free the VIP club parts. And so we have this VIP Christmas template, which is very nice. But hey, Christmas is over, so instead of running and finding a template, I can simply here replace it or manage it or create another template, for instance the VIP. Also, I can take one of those predefined items like the big sale or the baby. If I'm selling baby items, for mothers, I can just simply use this baby template. Uh, so if I want to take it and customize it for myself, I can simply edit it and it will create a new template. This is why I need multiple. So let's take this big sale and create my own webinar big sale, and let's see how can I customize it
I
to
think you should
become
call it
more
like
attractive.
webinar 3 or
So
something because we already gave this example.
okay, so about this template, I can create a name, I can edit the content, I can edit the HTML, the source code, by clicking tool source code and watch the HTML. I can replace it, I can remove it all and create a new one. And also what I have in this template is a ready-made placeholders. Those placeholders, we have a text that will always be in all of our items. When we will list an item, we will have all this template and those text that are not changed. But there are things that are changed between the items. For instance, the title, the image, the descriptions, those stuff are always changed. Also, we give you, you can add those or replace those placeholders from this button of placeholder. You can add another description or move it or change it. You can change the font family, the color, everything you want is here. You can play with it. But also we give you 60, pay attention, 60 different logos that you can use. You can write, for instance, on the Black Friday, you could put a Black Friday sale. You can put a PayPal logo, free shipping, quality guarantee, stuff that when a buyer enters to your store, to your specific listing and see quality guarantee, it gives him more confidence to buy from you.
But also, what are those weird
Okay, so
title to marks in description? Yeah.
those
Oh, sorry.
I just explained. Those are the things that will be replaced by the specific item. Now, an extra thing that we have entered into DSM, and I think we are the first one to do it, by the way, is to optimize the preview description. if you will read inside eBay, and me and Kfir are following all the changes that eBay has, you will find out that eBay changed something in the mobile, and we have more than 30 or 40% of the buyers coming to us from mobile. They changed the way they see eBay. If they will enter to one of your listing, it doesn't matter how nice you will do this template. They will see a short text. They will see an image and a short description in text. Only if they will click on it, they could see the full template. This is why we created this part, the preview, we call it. eBay states that in 2017 they are going to give you the option to change this preview. Right now they create 250 characters of some description. They're going to make it bigger, 800 characters. Right now sometimes you can affect it, sometimes you can't. It depends if you have a UPC or not in your listing. But we give you the option to state what you want to show there. So at the moment that they will change it and give us those 800, all the people will be left behind, and you will be the only one who have this option of putting information. As you can see here, I also have a placeholder, meaning that this title will be replaced when I will publish an item with its original title. For instance, here this item, this Barbie thing, will be replaced.
So you're
in
saying
the
that
template.
instead of, if
No.
I'll go
If
from
you
the
want-
mobile, I'll just you actually give me control over what my mobile users will see. So it's like the template just for mobile.
Exactly. So if you want to say here, sell more, or a big discount, or whatever you want to put here, that will be inside all your items from mobile, this is a really great place to do it. Now, this thing is going somewhere. When I'm saying somewhere, I mean that this content is going to be inside your template,
Or you
inside your main
inject it to the
template.
template.
This is actually how it's working. We are injecting this content into the template. Where we are injecting it into the place that you will write this placeholder, mobile content. I can put it everywhere. I can put it instead of the description, for instance. I can put it in the bottom before have a nice day. I can put it anywhere I want that the mobile content
But then
will
my
appear.
title will appear twice.
this
Is
is
that a
what-
good thing?
This is a good question. A good practice is to put your title in a few places. For instance, after the dimension you can put again. You can write this title is specially for you, for instance. Why we do it? Why you need as many titles as you want? As you remember, the person who reached you found you due to the words he searched in the eBay search bar. This is why as many places you will put your specific title, it will affect more the results of the calculation that eBay makes to find the relevant item. So as many titles you have inside your template, it will become more stronger, more relevant to the user. This is why inside our templates, it's not only the visual things that you see here that has a title. We also put, if I will show you the source code, we put meta tags of the title. We create for you keywords from this title. All our images has automatically this image gets its own title with the title you create. So it is optimized for Cassini, it is optimized for mobile, it is optimized to sell.
Offer, just
This is
an
the
important note to say about that is
Okay.
that you want to use it as many times as possible, but try to keep it relevant. I mean, if you will post your title 50 times, it will probably will be counted as an abuse and it won't work. So be gentle, but don't be afraid to
Yeah,
publish
of
it a few
course.
times.
Okay, so we created this big sale webinar tree. Another thing that we can do, we can tell the DSM, I want to use this one as my default all the time. Every time I publish an item, I want this one to appear. So this is why we have here the default template option. We can select a big sale webinar, set it as default, and every time I will try to list an item, it will select this template. As default, of course, I can change it if I want. So let's Kfir, let's publish an item. Do you want to show us how do we list an item into eBay within a
Well, yeah,
few
if you'll give me the
clicks?
screen, I would love to do that.
Okay,
Thank you very
here
much.
go.
Tell me when you see it.
Meanwhile, I will see if we have questions.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see the screen. One of the user asked us about bulk editing templates. It is something that we are about to insert within a few weeks, I hope.
It's a matter of health.
It will be soon.
But it's definitely on our to-do list. So, do you see any other question that we might wanna answer? Okay, awesome.
No.
So we found an item, and this is one of my favorite items to show on webinars. It's a children toy, and we want to publish it. We have made our research, and we decided to publish it. All we have to do, sorry, is one of two. Either we go to the URL and we copy it, and then we go to our rapid lister, and we paste it, and we're almost done. All we left is to choose where do we publish it to. So if you work not with eBay.com, you will want to set eBay UK or any other market you work with, and you can choose the template that you want to use, because we have many templates. I don't have, okay, let's take the VIP template for webinar. You can also set, by the way,
this one that I explained, that is a default.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
So I just want to say that you can also set a default template, and then it will just simply appear it all the time. And you can also set the default marketplace to publish to if you go to the settings over here. I will go over the settings later. So this is one option. You take the URL and you paste it here. Another option is if you have the Chrome extension that I will talk about later, the DSM Chrome extension. You will have a list item button over here, and if you click on it, it will take you to DSM, and it will enter the URL for you. More importantly, if you have different variations, you can simply pick the variation and click list item, and it will take the relevant variation. So we have the item, one of my favorite items for to show. All we have to do is to click import. I'll just say before that the offer is going to talk about it, but as you can see, we do support many suppliers and not only Amazon.com, but this item specifically is from Amazon.com. And we reach now the lister. I can publish it within a click. But if I publish it within a click, I will not necessarily sell more. And we developed a lister that comes as part of our with every package, like with every account that you have, the lister is part of it. We do not. It's not like you don't need to pay differently for the monitor or for the lister. So in that lister, you will find three main areas. First area is meant to improve your titles and to give you some competition analysis. The second area is all the more technical parts, like item specifics, price, quantity, and other settings. The third part is the content part, which has your images, your web content, and your mobile preview that we talked about. And Ofer, before I continue, let me stop for 30 seconds and ask one question, and maybe someone in the crowd would know to tell us the answer. Why do we need that? What am I selling here? What is this Manhattan toy PPA-free Winkelping? Can anyone write us in one of the answers? What do you think that we're selling when we're selling on eBay? Do you see any answer? Someone says toy. A toy is an idea, but no, that's not true. We're not selling toy. What are we selling?
Okay. So what are you selling? It's a toy. It's a
so actually,
toy.
that's not the quite right answer. One of the answers was experience.
Someone
Experience
said
is more
experience.
close to what we do say. And thank you, Nabil, for the answer. So if I would want to summarize it, I would say that we are selling data, and it's all about data. And right now I have the opportunity, because I was importing all the data from an item in Amazon, and I have to resell it. I have to create the data more relevant. So let me go over some of the tools that will make it more relevant to the customer. And the whole idea of being more relevant, by the way, is talking very well with new updates of eBay to 2016. They moved to a structured data. Over here you can see it. It's a structured data model that says that now the Cassini search engine look for the most relevant item for what the user asked for according to user experience and his past searches and a lot of big data stuff.
But how? How does it make
So
it more
there-
relevant? What
So
makes
for
your
let
item
me
more
give you an
relevant?
example. So if you have an item title, for in
Okay.
this example you have the Manhattan toy BPA free Winkle Rattle. No. It's a teether. It's a sensory teether. And if you want to make it more relevant, so for example, you can get suggested words from us. One of the words that could make it more relevant that we are taking from all different places would be the developmental, that it's developmental, it's meant for kids, it's developmental. And maybe someone that is looking for a developmental toy for his child, this is exactly the word that you're looking for him to find you, because it is a developmental toy. It used to be in eBay that you, if you look for iPhone, you find in your search results also cars and all kind of irrelevant stuff for like.
Yeah, I remember that about more than 1 year ago, if you would write something like Apple, you could find Apple iPhone, you could find a car, and
An
you could
actual
find
Apple.
I don't know, some gadgets.
Exactly. Not exactly
An
what you
actual no,
and the
actual
whole
Apple
idea of
couldn't, but
structured data in eBay
yeah.
2017 says that you have to be really, really relevant. And how do you become more relevant? Well, so let's add the word developmental that, oh, look, we cannot add it actually because eBay limits us to 80 characters per title. Over here you can see a counter. And if I'll delete some of the characters, you can see that the counter goes up.
You can also remove
Yeah, exactly. If you have all
those
kind of signs, you can simply
commas and
remove them by clicking on this button over here, and then you can just delete them, and then you don't have any more the weird signs that you have all kind of dots and irrelevant signs. This is the cool feature that we added over here. And now that I have 11 characters, I don't think it's enough for developmental. But let's get rid of, for example,
But show me some best practice for title. I mean, does Manhattan Toy BPA free is the best title I can create for
so it's a
eBay?
good question. For example, it all depends on who do you look for. Because if you look for a crowd that is looking for Manhattan toy, then you're looking for very specific people. But if you're looking for a crowd that, for example, looks for a developmental toy, then you would take the word developmental, you would uh, cut it, and you will put it in the beginning of the sentence. And now you're not selling any more Manhattan toy. You're selling a developmental toy, and it is a developmental toy. Actually, somebody that is looking for a developmental toy would look for that. So this is the best practice to be as as relevant as you can be to the customers that look for you. And I'll give you another tool over here. We have the eBay suggestion search box. It's actually my favorite tool. It's only open for VIP members, meaning if you didn't upgrade yet to one of the accounts, first you have 50 items for free when you just join DSM. But if you upgraded, then you have some extra cool features. And one of them is this eBay suggestion search box. And the idea here is that, well, you will show, maybe you can show it later, but in one of eBay pages, I forgot to open it, when you click on search and you start searching, it can actually auto-fill your suggestion, like Google does. Everyone knows it from Google. So we implemented that search box over here. And let me give you another idea for this title. So we have here a BPA free. BPA free, people who look for BPA free stuff, they're a very specific crowd. They don't necessarily look for developmental toys. Maybe what's important for them with their baby is that it will be BPA free. So I'll put it here, and let's see what people that look for BPA free stuff look for. So they look for BPA free water bottle, exactly,
What about?
plastic, storage containers, gallon. So they look for stuff. They look for BPA.
Okay. It's less relevant for our for the baby toys, so maybe those words are less
Exactly.
relevant,
So
right?
maybe I can get rid of them completely and look for other words. In the other hand, you can also claim that actually people that look for BPA-free stuff this is the most important thing for them. First, be BPA free. So this is why I want to put it in the beginning of the title and be more relevant to them. And again, it's a matter of experimenting. You know, try it for 2 days. And
Okay. So what you're saying, I'm starting to understand what you're saying when you say we are selling data, because what we are doing, we are not physically holding this toy and selling it. We are dropshippers, but we are making it more accessible to those who search it. And as we said, since Cassini, we if we will put as many words in the title, it will be less relevant. But we need to start to think like the people who search things. You also go and buy and search items on eBay, on Amazon, on Google. Start to think like those people. What would you write if you were searching
exactly.
this toy? Would you like a Manhattan toy, or would you like a teeter
Exactly,
toy
or
for my
activity
baby?
toy. For example, here
Think
activity
like
toy
that.
and developmental toy don't necessarily go together. You must be, and if you want to sell an activity toy, then put it in the beginning of the title.
Yeah, and as the sooner the word exists,
Yeah, the sooner you
it's
put
more
the word.
relevant. If you'll put activity toy in the end, you will be less relevant than if you'll put it in the beginning. If someone is
Yeah, because
searching
someone will
activity
search an
toy,
activity
this
toy.
is
Let me show
something
you.
that is important to.
We look for maybe, so you see, if you want to go for activity toy, which is a whole other type of crowd, think about it. The people that look for BPA free stuff are not necessarily the people who look for activity toys for their kids, because activity and BPA free don't always go together. But then if you go for activity toy, then here I took it's Spiral. It's not exactly Spiral, but we can claim it's Spiral. And I took Spiral Activity Toy, and it's a whole other crowd of people, and I'm relevant now for a completely different type of people. And then maybe,
Okay, so you get great words from these suggestions.
so
What else you have here?
yeah.
I see
So the idea with the
competitors. What's that?
competitors analysis is that you want to know um, who's selling, how is it being sold. You want to have some analytics before you upload publish the item. So first you can see how many competitors you have. In this case, you have more than 10 competitors. Not always good, but if you're selling bestseller items, then don't expect to have less than 10 competitors. But more important is that you can see first they're arranged by price-wise, so who's the cheapest one. So you will know, but I am actually not a big believer in selling the lowest price that you can. Sometimes it's good to know that how low can you go, but it's not ideal when you sell data. More importantly is that you can see that their titles, their categories. You can actually go into the item on eBay and see who's the seller and what did he use and what is his strategy, and maybe you could find if you find the ones that sold the item really good, you can see who do they aim to. First there is the ranking. If they're really big sellers, I guess this one has a few feedbacks, like, I think it's
Yeah.
706,000 feedbacks, so it makes,
He's the top rated. He
yeah.
has a lot of
So
feedbacks.
that's probably
Right.
what happened.
But moreover, you consider the competition. I see.
Exactly. You can see the competition, but check this guy. You can see that someone that sold it for a relatively high price still sold eight items. So maybe you can learn something from his template. Maybe you can see something in his content, and maybe you can do something better. And that's the whole idea of analyzing your competition.
I personally use these competitors to know what is my competition. I mean, if I see total 10 plus, that means that. Can you mark the 10 plus so people will understand what I'm talking about? Competitors total 10 plus. Yeah, that means that there are more than 10 people that are selling those items. In the other hand, if I go to the sold column, I see a lot of people are not selling those items. That gives me a quick look and understand that this specific item has a lot of competition but doesn't have a lot of demand. So only those really big sellers who sell it for a very few cents profit, if at all,
Yeah.
are selling. So this one I will less go and sell it. But if I don't see any competition, or if I see a little competition and a lot of sales, that gives me a lot of desire to publish it, because I know that I can beat them, either beat the price or either join them, because I will be one of those who are selling. One of the things that people ask us all the time is, I am not, I can't beat this price. How will I sell? So you must know that eBay doesn't always show the lowest price. When you go to eBay, what is the default search? Did you see the default search parameter? It's called best match. Did you notice that? Best match. Best match is something that they calculate. The Cassini, the machine, the engine. It's calculating your store performance, the current store performance. If you just uploaded an item, it will affect all your store. So they rotate between all those sellers to see and give each one a chance to sell. This is why you can see that this Manhattan toy that cost a little bit more than the one before him sold 8 items, but the one before him didn't sell, for instance.
Let me give you another
one
tip.
of the
Actually,
examples.
I'm going to give you a tip that Offer always shouts at me when he finds out that it happens. So every time you upload new items, for some reason, eBay just likes you. They like to see the motion. They like when you delete items and you upload. So if you do it on a daily basis, and we'll talk about it when we get to the price monitor part, then you see how eBay just rewards you for being active, for doing activity like, acting like a real store. So we will talk about it later, but that's something that every time that it happens to Offer, and he sells and he uploads new items and he starts selling other items that are not related at all to the items he uploaded, he tells me like, it's amazing. It's like magic.
One of the things that our guest here suggested is this is the method he uses. Every person does using a different method, is to sell to publish the item with no profit, and after you are selling one or two and you become more relevant, you just raise your profit and start gaining money. This is one of the ways. I can tell you that sometimes I sell with profit and gain and start selling, and sometimes I do use this system to fish, to get some buyers that will buy and then raise a little bit by $1, $2. But Kfir, explain to me this part of the price. I mean, what is this break even, and how do I calculate my profit, and how does it come to effect?
So,
in
like
here,
in
the
every
lister?
eBay course that probably almost every dropshipper took, the break even is all the fees that you're paying and you have to put on top of your price, and we calculate it. We let you set your default break even percentage, and it varies between every seller. So mostly it contains the eBay fee, which is around 9%, the PayPal fee, which is you have the 30 cents. So you have to consider, if you're selling more expensive items, you won't feel the 30 cents. But if you're selling mostly cheap items, that you want to put like another percentage for these 30 cents. So you have like 2.9 if you're an American, or 3.4% if you're from Europe. And on top of that, you have taxation. So in some websites or some categories, you will always have taxation on your purchases. Or if you work with Walmart.
Kfir, I see a lot of question marks on top of all those boxes,
Yeah,
on
that's
the input
brilliant.
boxes.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's in another language, because we do support in multiple languages. But if you go over them, um, you actually get some support ideas. It just tells you what is this thing that you're looking at.
Some
So
help.
just go over it, and actually, if you go to the account settings, I'll show it real quick. If you go to the account settings, one of the cool things that you can do, as we told you, is to choose the help language, and I chose it for Hebrew for some reason, but now I just gave a webinar in Hebrew, so now I'll choose English, and when I'll update it, um, 1 second, when I'll update it, all my question marks will become in English, and so, for example, it will show you what is your default
Oh,
currency, and so on. So thank you for that note. Um, so
okay.
break even, you set your break even,
So basically, you
and on
can.
top of it, you can set.
Okay. So break even is you said it's built by yeah, all the fees, eBay, PayPal, taxes, and everything. I need to calculate for my own what is my break even that I think that will be a price that I will not lose from it, and then have a desired profit in
Yeah, well, it
percentage.
makes so much more sense to put your desired profit in percentage, because if you're selling
Yeah.
if you put it in a fixed number, for example, $1, then $1 in items that cost $20 would be a huge percentage, a huge. It can hurt your competition because it's a lot. It's like 5%.
Yeah, of course. $100 item. If I get only $1, it's a joke. But if I sell an item for $5 and I ask for $1
Exactly, and
profit,
it has to do also, by the way,
it's
with
I don't know,
behavioral
20% of the
economics. It's
item.
known in behavioral economics that people think relatively. So if the price goes up by $5 when you buy
Mm.
an item for $100, then it doesn't matter to people as much as it would matter with low cost items. So that's the reason why we work with percent.
We heard a lot of we heard a few people asking us to create a range instead of a percentage, and this is something that we will. This is one of the future development we're gonna have. I mean, instead of setting a fixed percentage number, we will just say, I want $1 for items that cost between $10 to $20.
Yeah, exactly. Setting it by the range. So if you have more expensive items, you can set it.
Okay. So I see here we can create the item quantity. We can create we can
Yeah, one
choose
thing, by the
selected
way, about the
category
category.
easily. We just see the
One thing about the category is that if you look at your competition, you can see that everyone chose developmental baby toys, which is, by the way, a good reason to put it developmental toy in the title. But anyway, you can also try to
Yeah.
go for one of the other categories like theaters.
Right, as long as you are relevant, because if you put something that is totally irrelevant, eBay can detect it, especially if you have a UPC and nobody
Yeah,
is
they will take
publishing it, and it doesn't like you are playing with it, but you can play with those relevant. We give you here, we suggest you the most relevant items. If you don't want one of these, you can simply add your own category in here by searching it, by
Yeah,
typing the number.
even click on the
But one of the things you talked about is the structured
right.
data,
I'll tell you
right?
more than structured data. So
Uh,
one of the things that we implemented as part of getting ready to 2017 is we realized in DSM team that we actually read this update, and over here it said structured data, but over here it said category and classifications. So eBay is categorizing itself, and actually it's about time. They're following up after Amazon and starting
right.
categorizing their items. That's why you probably have heard or didn't hear that something that is called UPC, which is the categorical number, let's call it this way, has to be added to each and every one of your listings. And once you add, and if you don't add a UPC, you can, for example, put a does not apply instead of entering the UPC number. eBay can actually take off your listing after a while, and during 2017, if you don't have a UPC number. So so the whole idea of categorization by eBay says that they want you to put more data. It's not anymore only about the title. So if you were dropshipping for 2 years now, and you're so used to optimizing your listings, meaning to just change the title and make it better, well, that's true, but it's not enough anymore. Now we're talking about.
You know, one of the guys told me that he did experiences with this, and he found out that these item specifics and information, eBay gives even more attention than the specific title, because of what I told you before, that if you were searching for iPhone, you could find a car and an iPhone and other tools. Now these categories will make sure that when you search iPhone, you will find an iPhone and
Exactly.
not a car. That's why those specifics
I'll tell you
is
more
so
than that.
important. And one of the tips that I
Sorry.
can give you,
No, go on.
yeah, one of the tips that I can give you that I am doing is that I'm adding a new specific every time I'm creating a listing. I'm adding a new specific. For instance, for this tool, if you will go up to the title, you can pick 2 words. Just pick 2 words that you think that are the most relevant for this baby toy. For instance, developmental toy, which is a great text. You just go and add this as a specific. You create a specific, call it a development toy type, for instance, And this is one way that I sell more. I just take another 10 seconds to add another specific, and then I become more relevant than my
Well, you actually
competitor.
ruined my surprise. I was trying to get there. So you guys already know the coolest tip among all the things about item specifics. But as you can see, eBay puts a lot of weight on this part, the item specifics part. So first, if you cannot find your UPC number, you can always click on this number, and we developed a cool script that will automatically search on the UPC item database the UPC with that item, and you can just find it. And if you don't have it and you have that does not apply message, you can simply copy it from here and put it as a UPC number. We also automatically for you get the EAN number, manufacturer part number, ISBN, brand name. Of course, only if we could, not in, it doesn't work in 100% of the cases. But moreover, as Ofer told you, there are more item specifics, and the more item specifics, and it's per category. If I'll change here the category, it will change the item specifics. The more item specifics you fill, and by the way, check this out, we fill them automatically for you, like the color, like the model. But there's some things that we just simply cannot fill automatically, like sometimes it doesn't know the gender. So the more of them you will fill up, I'm just picking general stuff, it doesn't matter. I guess it was not really made in Aruba. The more item specifics you will fill, the more relevant you will be. And you remember what we said in the beginning? It's all about being relevant. So add more specifics, fill up your own specifics. If you're working with a virtual assistant, this is what he needs to do for you. This is what will help you to sell more. This is exactly selling more. So this is...
you make it, you classify your item and
exactly.
make it more accessible.
So that's about title and item specifics, which are the two hottest things today in the dropshipping world. Next is all the rest of the settings. I'll go over just shortly. We do publish all the items as good till canceled. And the idea of using good till canceled format is that it's more relevant for dropshipping. First, it saves your sales history. If you put a duration of 30 days or 7 days, it doesn't save your item history. And when you do dropshipping, this is one of the things that you want to have. You want to have item history, selling history.
Because the more you sold the item, exactly, you are more relevant.
Exactly. And most of the time, sometimes we can talk about when not, but generally speaking, it's the best format. And second, one of the things that we do is in the price monitor, we do set protection mode. Now, when an item goes into protection mode, there are few things that can happen. One of the things that can happen is that we take the item out of stock on eBay. Now, if your item is not set to good till cancel, you cannot take it out of stock. You cannot put the quantity to 0. It will actually end the item and end the listing. So we have to use good till cancel, and this is why we use it. You can set item location. You can we set it to Phoenix, Arizona, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can change it in the settings and set a different.
Actually, each eBay you use, if you use eBay UK, yeah, it will automatically set
London
as a default
yeah, it will set London
location.
But you can change
London,
it according to whatever decision you make. You have the package dimensions that you can change, and business policies. If you don't know what business policies are, just refer to our YouTube channel. We explain there exactly what they are. So this is the general settings. And the last part is the content part. The content part is built of 3 components. The first component is the image selection. So in that image selection, the first thing that I like to do is to get rid, if I'm specifically selling from Amazon, is to get rid of the most known,
this hand,
yeah,
this annoying
hand. Amazon
right?
hand that immediately tells, it's like telling the customer, look, we're doing drop shipping, so don't buy from us. So you can first select what would be the main image, and sometimes it's all about selecting the image, because
I really like the intuitive design.
It was all you, Ofer. I can select the main image very easily. I can also view the image to see if it's an image that I like. For example, in this case, I like this image. I can delete the irrelevant images. But the more cool thing is that I can do is that I can actually choose to rotate an image if for some reason it's more relevant, and I think that I would become more unique.
On the side.
Look, it's a whole different toy now when I rotated it. And I can also mirror the image. And when I mirror the image and I use a different title and I use specifics, I become so unique at some point that people can choose me for, let's also turn this one around a little bit. People can choose me only because I was so much more relevant, and I made in this position the baby looks so much more beautiful. Maybe not specifically.
Yeah, if I am a dropshipper, I for sure competing other people. So Cassini can take the user until my and the other people item, but there are still few people that are selling the same product. So I can become even more relevant to the man who holds the mouse and selecting the item that he want to buy by playing
And
with
you
the
know what?
image,
Let,
right?
let me give you a really
Now,
cool
talking
tip
about
about
playing,
images that will help you to sell more. So if you take this cool
okay.
this title and you simply go to youtube.com and you search for the item,
Mm-hmm.
then you will probably find all kind of videos that talks about it. And I will take the volume down here, but do I see it here? No, no, it's not a good one. Over here, this one. If I'll just go to the oh, I see we don't have it here. Maybe we'll find one over here. There you go. This one.
On the left
Yeah.
side, you have
So
here,
if I'll
yeah.
go
Okay.
to this video, for example, and I will just pause it in the middle, and I will take a picture of it. And right now I'm using one of the tools, by the way, that you can find in our links, in the useful links in the help center. So okay, maybe this is not a perfect example because I don't always like to use images that has people inside. Maybe it's not the best idea, but just for demonstration, I will copy it to my clipboard. I used, by the way, a tool called PRT SCR, print screen. You can find it in our useful link in the help center. So if I have this image, I can go to a website like ImageUR, and to upload it, I can actually just paste it here, and it will upload it automatically, and this image will be online. And now what I showed you, I will let it process for a second. What I showed you is that you can manipulate the existing images, but you can also add images over here. If you click here, you can drop a file, or you can use, my favorite way is to use a web address link. And I can just go here, I can copy the image address, and I can paste it over here, and bam, within, I don't know, how much time did it took me? 1 minute? Within 1 minute, I became so much more unique. I'm the
Let's.
most unique seller for this item. I have, um,
Yeah, because you are the only one who has this
yes, and it looks
image
so
on
authentic,
eBay,
and that's the whole idea in eBay, to
right?
be more authentic.
Yeah, but this is for people who has the time to do
And
it,
yeah, and
right?
if you ask me, you should have time, or you should hire some virtual assistant. You can find really, really good assistants in the Philippines that would do that for awesome and affordable way.
How come you have this? How come you have this small logo on top of all your images? I didn't see it in the
It's a good
original
question.
Amazon
So one
website.
of the features that we do offer, and you can see it in our settings, in the lister settings over here in this tab. I
Okay.
got here, by the way, by clicking on here in settings. If you will, one of the settings that we offer is a branded logo. So you can upload a logo, and there is even a
Oh.
website here that we recommend for to get logos from. You can upload a logo if you're a VIP member, meaning if you upgraded to one of our upgrade accounts, any one of the accounts, doesn't have to be a specific
Mm-hmm.
account, anything above free, you can add a logo over here. And once you upload this logo, we attach it to all your images again to make you more unique. Now, there's one thing that we should mention.
Even to those one,
Wait a second, let me finish. There's one thing that
even
we
to
should
those I
mention.
upload,
You
right?
cannot use any type of logo. Like, you cannot put words like top rated seller and things that eBay won't really like, and they will take off your listings. But you can definitely use, for in this example, US seller, guaranteed product, and whatever thing that you creative thing that you can come up with. What were you saying, Offer?
I'm saying that even the items that you upload, image that you upload, uh, are attached. The
Exactly.
logo is attached to,
You're
which
definitely
is
right.
really nice.
So next is your content, and as you can see over here, we actually already pasted, we injected all the content into the template. A part of two types of content. First is the title. Well, the reason is pretty simple. You simply still didn't change your title. If you would put the original title, placeholder, the original title thing over here, you would see the title, but if you still didn't finish editing it. And the other one that you still cannot see is the mobile content, because as we said, right under it, you can actually see, remember that you were editing the mobile content and you were controlling what will you see in mobile devices. So here it is. Here we put the information, and once you will finish editing it over here, it will actually be injected into here once the item actually goes to eBay. One of the cool things that we offer about the content over here is a cool feature that is bad words filter. This filter, what it does is that in many cases, you have some things in some of the sources, like Amazon.com, you have, for example, a link to YouTube to see the video about the item, or the word Amazon, or lifetime guarantee, or all kind of stuff that we don't want to necessarily to offer.
Yeah, I have a lot of items that I have only at Amazon or add to
So the
cart or
bad
stuff
words
like this,
filter,
and I
you
want to
can just
filter it.
add here as many words as you want. You just need to put a comma and then to write a new word. And every time this word,
And no
yeah,
spaces, right?
yeah, exactly. And don't forget to also click update, otherwise it won't save it. And those words will be filtered out from your content. Um, yeah, so
Oh, cool.
that's the idea of the content management. Um, so once you're done, let's see what you've done. You improved your title and you made it more relevant due to eBay structured data idea, and then you added item specifics due to eBay new changes in categorization and classification, and you chose the category and you did all the settings. You made a cool image. By the way, in the end of the webinar, if you stay with me longer, I'll show you a cool Chrome extension idea for other type of images. You edited the content and you did all the mobile preview. Now you're ready to publish. All you have to do is to click publish, and it will load the item. It will prepare it for publishing on eBay. In this case, it's not going to work because this account right now is not working. If it doesn't work, like my case, you get an error or a warning. You can see the fee that you're supposed to pay to eBay. It's not a fee that you're paying to DSM. It's a fee you're paying to eBay for uploading an item.
To eBay.
If you have an error, you can see it over here and you can read it and maybe either write to us or go to the knowledge base and look for that issue, or write in the Facebook group. Usually if you write in the Facebook group, you will get the answer the fastest. It just works amazing, the community. But you can also see a warning. If you get a warning, just read it, pay attention. Sometimes it's something that you should maybe consider, but not always. And then you'll just have a green button that says continue, and you can either list another item or go to the price monitor. So that's about the how to list an item.
So basically, this rapid lister, this page of lister is not a ordinary lister. It's not just taking title, taking image, publish it to eBay. We give a lot of focus about how to optimize, how to be more relevant to the Cassini 2009, and this is what differs us from the others. This is what makes DSM tool a tool that is specifically for dropshippers, and it's built by people who are doing dropshipping by themselves, not just a developer or not just someone that said, hey, I can create a tool that will list and monitor. It has a lot of sense, a lot of things that are very specific and very relevant to the dropshipping industry. This is what we believe in. This is what we want to give. We gain from it. You gain from it. This is the idea. It's about the optimization of your listing, which makes you, in the end, sell more.
All about selling.
That's the basic idea. Now, it's not only about selling a single item. We also support multiple source vendors, as I already told you, like Amazon UK, Amazon Canada, and etc. Walmart, Overstock, Sears, Kmart, and we are planning to add some more sources in the future. We're working on it. And not only that, you can also list in bulk, list multiple items. This is a very strong and comfortable page, because you can just take a list of IDs. For instance, I prepared in advance a list of ASINs. When I'm saying ASINs or IDs, you can just take this number at the end of the website and paste it here. You can select the source that you're working on, Walmart, Amazon, etc., the relevant target, and then you can publish them all together. But in here we also gave this option to optimize everything. So first of all, there are things that are relative and that are all the items has in common, which is how do you send it, where do you send it from, what is the business policy, how many items per what is the quantity per item, etc., etc., what is your profit. And after we click import item, you will see on the top of the page a loader. Within a moment you will see it. You'll see here a loader. We are now preparing the list. Now, if you don't want to wait for this list to finish because you just prepared I don't know 1000 items, you can just click auto publish, and as soon as it will finish, it will auto publish it to eBay. But if you do want to edit it a little bit more, you can click on the continue at the moment that this will finish to load. You just can wait. You can go to other places. You can wait a moment. Think you need to refresh here to see it, but the idea is that you can continue and edit it. Before I will continue and edit it, I wanted to tell you that one of the ways that I'm working is I don't want to upload items to search for items every day. I don't have the time for it, but I do have time for it in a specific days of the week, for instance in the weekend. So one of the ways that I'm working is sitting on the weekend and creating small queues, small gathering 3 or 4 items, putting it here, preparing it, and just leaving it here. And every day I come and I just click continue, play with the titles a little bit, and publish. So I separated the searching part and the publishing part away. This way I gain a few things. First of all, I don't get frustrated or tired from searching, because I'm doing it only once in a week, or I'm giving my virtual assistants to find me items once a week. And secondly, I keep my store awake, and this is something very important for you to understand. As long as you change items in your store, you upload more on a daily basis items, you remove unsold items on a daily basis, you make a movement in your store, eBay likes it. I'm pretty sure that as a dropshippers, you found out that in those days that you upload that you publish new listings, you suddenly sell more. This is one of the things that it's not by accident. It's really a thing that the eBay consider. If you keep your store awake, they give you, it's like price. They give you more cover.
Offer,
So this
what
is one of
about
the methods that we use to
scheduling?
just create. Right, this is one of the things that we are about to enter. Instead of doing it manually, we could just say, let's publish it let's schedule publish it. It's something that we will soon enter.
We're actually working
But
on many
first
more
see,
improvements, and you will see that this is already the best tool in the market, but it's just getting better every day.
yeah, if you will see the last webinar about 2 or 3 months ago, you wouldn't believe that this is how
But often I
far
see
we
it
got.
doesn't load. Why doesn't it load?
Let's see. Yeah, sometimes you need just to refresh and see that it's ready. In that case, you see that 4 of those items
Oh my God!
failed.
What happened?
Let's see why. What happened? Good question. We tried to publish items and check it out. DSM tool
It
protects on
protects.
you. It protects on you from items which are out of.
I
Excuse
asked
me.
it to protect me.
Uh, it it protects you. Yes, it protects you for items that are not free shipping, which are not prime protection, which are add-on items, which are all kind of which are out of stock. It doesn't let you just publish it if this item is not it can't be sold. For instance, this one is not prime or not free shipping. And check this one out. This one is a really great thing that we do. We are using the community knowledge that in order to protect you. If one of our clients listing has been suspended, we enter it to a special blacklist which is called forbidden items. The source is entered to a list of items that cannot be published. Why? Because we don't want everyone to suffer from it. Because if one item was suspended due to a violation of eBay, so it's better to keep you safe. So right now I just saved myself because someone else got suspension on this specific item. By the way, suspension, if too many items getting suspended, your whole account can be suspended. And we heard about these guys before we had DSM, that a lot of guys had those suspensions. So this is one of the things that DSM protects on you. But if I do want to publish a prime item, what can I do? So one of the things I can do is to go to this account settings and to tell him that I do not want the prime protection. You see here Amazon Prime protection. I can turn it on and turn it off. After I'm changing it, I must of course update in order to take it into effect. Okay, so this is about the errors and the protections. You have here the suggestion box, just like in the regular rapid lister, and here you will see a list of the items that are ready to be published. You can see here the ID. You can play with the title. You can pick the main image. You can add your own image. You can see the source price, the target price, the profit. You can select category. You can select quantity. You can see the template. You can remove it and you can publish them. The moment you have published these items, I will go to your account to publish it because I want to do it from there.
Oh, you can just show where does it go. Ah, no, okay. Yeah, just publish.
The moment you publish the item, all those items will be moved into the queue.
Picture.
Remember we talked about this queue? Yeah. This queue is managing all the items that we are either importing or bulk listing. So inside this queue I could find all the status. For instance, this item was failed because I had some error. For instance, my PayPal account has a problem, so this item was failed. If it wasn't failed, I would see here success, and it would move to my automatically to the price monitor. So this is about the bulk listing. Let's see what we have in the price monitor. As soon as I publish an item, I'm getting all my items into the price monitor, which is also a very advanced and interesting page. Why? Because we created it thinking about managing a dropshipper store. All the information we have here is information we need to know to manage in the optimal way dropshipping business. For instance, I can see here, if you will take a close look, you will see here separation line here and here. This part is the source part, this part is the target. We show you all the information you need to know about every and each item you have. For instance, you can see the picture, you can see the title, you can see the source ID and the link to it, link to the target item. You can see the source name, price, quantity. On the target you can see the target name, the ID, the price, the quantity, your profit, And also take a close look. You can see how many people viewed this item, how many people are watching this item, how many items have been sold. Not only that, if you will stand on this number, you will see when was the last time this item was sold. You can see conversion rate. Conversion rate is a number of views divided by number of sold items. Why is it so important? Conversion rate is something that eBay also calculates. The Cassini calculates it because he gives every listing impressions. He published your item, my item, everyone item, and see how the user reacts. If a buyer entered, if 221 buyers entered to my item and no one bought it, eBay is saying, okay, so this item is less relevant. But if 221 people entered and almost 10% of those people, one of each 10 people bought it, so eBay say, okay, this is a good item for those people. So those people who will search certain text, the best match will find my item before
Actually,
other
Offer, the
items.
best
So
tip to
this is
give
how it
about it is
calculates
that
it.
you have many items with zero conversion rate because they were never sold. But once items are start being sold, if you track it a little
Right.
bit, and if you know that you had a bestseller or good selling item, and you see that it keeps getting views, but the conversion rate is getting lower, maybe it's about time to either change the price, change the title, re-upload it, or anything like that.
Right. By the way, a question that a lot of people ask us is about the monitoring, about the scan time. How do we scan? What is the scanning time? So you can see a green button, a green dot, a circle here, which tells you this item was scanned within the last hour. Each item is scanned in a different time. For instance, this one was 15 minutes ago. This one scanned 33 minutes ago. The reason that every item is scanned separately is because of the new method of scanning we have, which is different between all the monitoring tools we know at the market. We scan items, we don't scan users, because Amazon has I don't know, millions of items, but eventually the dropshippers are selling only the top of the top items, those who really sell. And let's face it, we all sell almost the same items. If it's toys, if it's bestsellers, we sell almost the same items. It's not a surprise that a lot of our clients are selling the same items, and that's why we are scanning source items right now and not user items. For instance, if 2 or 3 or 5 people are selling this item, and I can guarantee you that all the users are selling this item. I remember a webinar that I talked about some item as an example that I sold a lot of it, and a lot of people published it, this item, and all of them sold. Some of them even sold more than me, even though I was the one who was talking about it. So everyone is selling the same items, but if I could scan only one time this item and update all the users parallelly the moment I find a change, this way I can guarantee that all your items will be up to date as
Offer,
soon
what
as
is
possible. And you wouldn't be
release tick over there? I see
what?
an item that on its price it says released.
I will just finish what I'm saying about the scan, because it's really important. Because if I wait for my time to scan all my items, I could lose. I could miss change price changes. But if every item is scanned regardless my user, I'm more safe. It's a good question. What is this relist? I mean, there are prices and there is a not available price and relist. We can leave items which are not in eBay inside the monitor. We have active listings and we have ended listing. This item specific is not on eBay anymore, it's ended, but we still can keep it. Why? For
Well,
price
how can I
history,
sell
for
more using
I don't
this
know,
word
for
release thing?
How can you sell more?
Well,
You
actually,
told me.
the whole idea of it is to keep the items that you want to keep for later. So if, for example, you have the best-selling socks in the winter, in the summer they will probably won't sell. So don't let them just sit in your eBay account. Let them sit in your DSM account. And then when the time comes, just release them. So they're ended, but they're still in the monitor.
Okay, this is a good tip. We talked about how to optimize this page in the beginning. How can I optimize not this page but my account? This page we talked about publishing item. Now we are managing all our items. So you can sort here by any column. For instance, you can see the time of the publication, and it's not stopping like on eBay after 30 days. You can see 2 months, 3 months old items. So you can simply sort by from the oldest publication until the newest one. Not only you can sort, you can also filter. You can filter. We have a simple filter. For instance, give me all the items which are not sold. I can click filter, and now I have all the old items who haven't been sold for since 2 months ago. For instance, this item, nobody is watching it. Nobody view it. Nobody
But some
bought
of
it.
them have
It's just
potential.
sitting
Can you
there,
show
and
me just the ones that has less than 10 views, for example?
yeah. For instance, I want to see only those that nobody is even searching. I don't know why, because my title, because it's irrelevant. So I can add a special character like greater than or less than. For instance, I want all the items which are less than 10 views. I can filter it, and I will see all those items that nobody really searching for them. I can delete them. I can delete all of them together just by clicking on the checkbox, and suddenly I have a bulk action, multiple actions. I can delete them all. I can edit them. But not only I can do those things, those edit and delete are a very special buttons in this monitor. Before I touch it, I must say that you can also make a range filter, meaning that if I want to find all the items that I am selling with a profit between, for instance, profit or quantity or
Like it's views.
views, let's say profit between $1.50 to $2.50. I just want those items, so I can simply filter this page and find only those items. Uh, I'm going back to those special buttons. I'm calling it special. Uh, uh, I will show you why. First of all, the first button is notes. You can see here that there are small bells that are telling me some information about this item. For instance, those items are out of stock for a long time. By the way, on the quantity, when item is going to a protection mode, which means that it is out of source, out of stock, or out of a special program like out of Prime or out of shipping pass in the source vendors, we are locking it. You can see here an orange lock for out of Prime or black lock for out of stock. Also, we are sending you alerts and mapping the items which are out of stock for a long time, or which has late shipping. We will talk about it later. We are alerting you, so you will be always managing your dropshipping business efficiently. Okay, so about notes. If this item have a discount, for instance, I found it in the DSM store, I can write here. I can say this item has discount and it's key. For instance, I can this is the note, but editing can give me much more than just changing. I don't know, what do you think it is doing? Changing price. So check this out. Not only I can change the price, the title, the source, the everything I want I can change here, the profit, the quantity. I can also edit the template. I can simply change my template. If it was until now the Christmas template, I can now change it to Hearst template. I click confirm. It will reload this item. For this item is out of stock currently, but it will reload it and I could just update eBay with
But
the
I
new
see that the
template.
price is
This is
wrong.
about
Can I
the
do
editing.
something about it? I see that something might have been wrong
Yes. We scan every up to 1 hour. It's about 45 minutes, even less. But if you do find out that item is I don't know, out of stock, or the price is wrong and you want to immediately update it, we added a new button to the edit that you can alert on wrong information. You see here the question mark. You just simply click on it and it asks you, do you want to report on this item? You say report, and we automatically scan it immediately. So this is something that we give the community. We give you an option to update it within a few minutes and not just wait for the next scan. This is something unique, another unique thing to DSM. Let's say I don't want this item. What can I do? So we give you 4 options for deletion, for deleting items. We can remove this item from monitor. If you want to keep it on eBay but you don't want the monitor to monitor it, you can remove it from the monitor and keep it on eBay. If you want to end the listing on eBay but keep it on the monitor, like what Kfir said about those socks for the winter, we arrived the spring and you don't want to sell it anymore, you can end the listing but keep it on the monitor. You can remove both of them, both from the monitor and end listing. And check this one out. Sometimes we have items that were sold in the beginning and suddenly stopped. It's happening sometimes because eBay keep pushing the new listings, and those old ones that doesn't get any more attention go down by the stream. So you can wake up a good item that stopped being sold by this button. You end the listing and relist it immediately. So suddenly it gets again
But
a lot of coverage because
you do lose
a lot of
the
impression.
selling history. That is important to say.
Yes, there's the what views and everything and sold history. It will be deleted. It's just like listing a new item, but you do gain the you get impressions for a new listing. So this is the last button. Also, what we are offering you here is an option to bulk editing, and this really a unique, a really great option for managing
I've heard
your
it's the best one in the
store, no
market.
matter if it's
The
4 items.
bulk edit option.
Yeah, the bulk edit, you can do it for as many items as you want. You simply click on it and check this out. It's a very smart, intelligent, and fast way to edit items. You can change the quantity. You can change the break even for all the items. You can edit them separately. Just edit all together. But check out those 2 options. You can change the profit to a certain percentage for all of them, but you can also, I want to add $1 to all my items, but I don't want to change all the price to everyone. I just want to append $1. I just click here $1 and check this out. This one is 60 cents, this one is 90 cents. As soon as I go out of this input box, this one is $1.09 and this one is $1.06. If I want to remove 50 cents, I reduce, so I just write minus and it will reduce. So this is a very effective and great tool to bulk update. Same for deleting multiple items. You have all the 4 options for all those items. So this way you can just simply manage all your items with a really great filtering, deletion, things that I'm doing. For instance, if I will go for again to this to my main and see all my items, I always filter by as I showed you the oldest one. I filter by items who are not sold, or let's say I sold maximum 1. Sometimes I'm filtering by nobody's even watching this item, and then I get something like, you see, 7 items that I can just simply remove and tell them bye bye and publish new ones. A good tip that I can tell you is that you can that you should not remove more than 10% of all your items. If you have 100 items online, remove 10 items each day and not more, because a lot of people did the researches, and this is the one of the things that they found out, that above 10% it really can affect your store
Offer, I
for
think
the worst, because
we're
they may
losing
thinking
your
that you are just
microphone. Can you try to play with it a little bit?
okay. Can you hear me
A
now?
little bit. Yeah, we hear you, but a
Fear?
little bit tough. Maybe one of the guys in the audience can raise a question and tell us if you can also hear it broken or if you hear it well. What do you say, guys? Okay, clearly. Okay.
Okay, they
Okay, so
hear
it's
us
continue.
clearly. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So as I told you, 10% is about what you are checking. We show you how many items you selected, how much items is it from the total that you see. If you want to select them, this is about the monitoring your items. We have also 4 buttons in the bottom. If you want to add existing listings that are not inside this monitor, you can use this button. If you are moving from another monitor, you have an option to import all your items from another monitor. How you do that? You click on this link, and you will see here all kind of options to import existing listing from other tools. If you have only one item, you can simply add here its ID, link to the item, for instance this item, and it will add an item. Another thing we are allowing you to find is what items are not monitored, what items are right now in are in an danger zone because nobody is monitoring them. If you have if you have any, you will see an alert in the dashboard. You can also find them through here, and you can simply add them back to the monitor. It will put here the ID. You just need to put the source, and it will add it to the monitor. 2 other buttons that are rarely used is reporting on Vero. If you don't know what is Vero, eBay has a list of brands that are not allowed to be published. You can see it in vero.ebay.com. You can report on Vero if one of the items got suspended and you want to report about it. As soon as someone is reporting, we are showing in the rapid lister a warning message. This item was reported as Vero, so others will be alerted. And the other one is if for any case you have relisted item outside of the monitor, you can sync the relisted items. It's rarely used, just in case someone need it. This is about the monitor. Of course, we have a lot of settings for the monitor. For instance, as I said, the protection mode, you can turn it on and off. You can change the type of protection. We change by default the quantity on target to 0. You can double the price if you want instead of changing it to 0. This is one of the ways people are dropshipping. I don't like this way because it makes a lot of work and I'm lazy. I want everything automated. Another cool feature we have is this one. In eBay we have limitation. We can list up to X items, and moreover, when we have one item that we're selling or 2 items, eBay states, it tells the user, hey, this is the last item that this user sells. But if someone is buying the item for us, so the inventory ends. So one of the things we added is a resale protector. As soon as someone is buying the item, we detect it, the last item, we detect it and return the original quantity. So you don't need to wake up in the morning and realize that someone bought all your stock overnight and you lost potential customers. It's automatically return your items back to stock when it's sold out. We have advanced settings for those who are advanced Amazon sellers, and we have all kind of sellers that using DSM tool. For instance, those who are using supplier table, which is not the buy box, which is not the main price, but using the other sellers, we support it. It's called supplier table. You can turn it on. We have add-on items. Those who are selling add-ons We treat the add-ons as out-of-stock items to protect you if you are putting Amazon Prime turned on. But if you want both Amazon Prime protection and still sell add-on items, this for instance is an add-on item, an item that says this is add-on item, so you need to turn it on in order to sell it. We also support pre-order. If you have this is another niche of selling items, selling pre-order items. They are known for high demand, but their supplying is not 3 days, it's a long time. So this is one of the features we have. And the last part, we have notification. As I told you, if item is out of stock for more than X days, you can change it and you can turn it on and off. You will get email notification. If item hasn't been shipped until X days, you can get an email alert, you can cancel it, and you can state how many days for you is max. I can tell you that this feature saves me a lot of times, because if I'm missing a shipped item, or if I'm forgetting to buy an item, because I'm dealing with 20-30 items a day, and sometimes my virtual assistant doesn't catch all of them if he's working through email. So this feature is really cool. It really helps all the community and for myself too. You can turn on off the monitoring. This is basic. So this is about the monitor, how to manage your store. So we talked about how to list, we talked about how to manage, but the most important thing, and I think that this is what the thing that drives us to create our own tool that everyone will use, is the thing that took us mad, took us going insane, because no tool is thinking about the dropshipper as a business. And I think that this is the most important thing that we do. We do all this. We are listing, we are monitoring, we are optimizing all those things only for one reason. We want to sell more, gain more, and manage ourselves.
Okay, why don't
Kfir,
you
tell
let
us
the
about
business
this.
person talk about the business part? I'm joking.
Let's give Kfir, the one who really makes your business,
So
to talk about the most
So
important
let's
thing.
talk about your business. Once the happiest moment of every dropshipper is once you sold the item, and this is why we have the sales and profits page, which is unique to DSM. Well, today it's already not completely uniquely to DSM, but that's only because our competitors just started copying us, because they realized how important it is to put you guys in the center, to put the dropshipper in the center. And this page is actually still going through changes and has gone through changes in the past few days. And what you can see is when you enter it, the first thing that pops to your mind is your current situation in whatever comes to shipping. So you have, for example, you have here three. It tells you how many items you didn't purchase yet. In this case, I have 3 items that I still didn't purchase, and I have 4 items waiting to be shipped. So one of the items I already purchased but was never shipped. Now I'll show you later how does it know which items did I purchase and which items were shipped. It also shows me my best sellers, so it updates every month. Every month it changes. So my best sellers of the month, maybe these ones I want to promote more. Maybe I see that there are changes or there aren't any changes in the past month or more. And then I get some performance information, such as my profits, my weekly. It goes average, which tells you a little bit about the day. It goes in a range of a week, in a range of a month, and in the range of a lifetime. It gives you the sales, the sales and the profit. So it's something that is really, really good to follow. And it's a way to follow your performance and to know what's going on in the post-sale moments. But my favorite part is actually this table, because this table is the actual thing. These are your sales. And this table shows you first the item, of course, and the ID, and where was it bought from, and from which source. If it's Kmart, it will not show the same thing as Amazon. It gives you the buyer details and its address, its full address, for how much did you buy it, for how much did you sold it, an estimated profit. In this case, you can see I have many. This is just a count, for example, so many of the items are being sold with no profit at all. And it shows you when was it sold. And the most powerful tools are actually these cool, beautiful looking buttons. By the way, it's all work of Offer, which says the following. So this card says, was the item purchased already or not? And once an item is being sold, the way you will see it is this way. You will see a gray card. If you have the dsmart.chrome extension, which I was talking about, which I will talk about in a few minutes, you will also see this envelope airplane that will help you order the item automatically or semi-automatically. I will show you soon how. If you click this button, it will actually turn it to blue, like all the rest of the items that you can see here, and that means you ordered. And it says the order status was updated. So once you order the item, you turn it blue, and the counter also goes down. Now I have only 2 items waiting to be purchased. The next one would be the tracking number, how you follow your tracking number. So you have a yellow envelope or a V mark in green, and if it's yellow envelope, you're still waiting for the tracking number to be updated. At this point, it's very important to say, sorry, it's very important to say, do you remember when we listed an item? When we listed an item, we were setting handling time. And the handling time is how many days you guarantee you will provide the item. And you cannot provide the item, so you can only ship the item. And how does eBay know that you ship the item? By updating your tracking number. So over here you can click on it and update the tracking number. And over here, I'm not sure if, since I'm using a tool that I'll show you soon, when I click on it, for some reason it takes 1 second right now. I think it's my internet connection, because earlier my internet connection gave me some trouble. I actually had to go out of the webinar and come back. If you click on it, right now I already was putting in the tracking information, but you can add the tracking information and click add, and it will turn the mark from yellow to green. And the beautiful thing is that you...
So you're saying that I don't need to enter to eBay at all. I can do everything from here, like quickly. Update the tracking, marker, manage all my...
You're right, I'll tell you even more than that. Since your handling time was set, let's say, I always recommend people to put 3 or 4 days. If you pass those 4 days, you're hurting your chance to become a top-rated seller. So if you close it, if your handling time, for example, is 3 days, then then we alert you that, wait, you can see it here. I'm not sure if I can see here. Over here, these are all kind of tests we were making, but we actually alert you after a while that you didn't update your tracking number. We put a small bell here with a note, and we tell you, dude, it's about time to check what's going on, otherwise you're going to lose your tracking number update period. And yes, you don't have to go to eBay at all.
On the pencil, if
Say it again?
On the pencil,
yeah, and on the pencil, yeah, exactly. When you click on the pencil, you can edit either the purchase price, you can, if you purchase it for a different price, or you can edit the note. In this case, just if I'll delete it, it will delete the note, but you can put whatever note you want. And you can also delete the item from here. For example, that's relevant for cases when you have a return, because when you have a return, you don't want the item to be as part of your profit calculation. So either you change the price and make it 0 and put a note with return, or you simply can delete it. The one cool thing that you can do here is, first, you can also filter the list by, you can search for the title or for profit and see how many items you sold, the amount of 2 of them, and so on and so forth. And you can also, of course, filter it, sort it by a number of rows. But you can also use this great tool that I think that today you can already click here, right, Ofer? Am I right? Yes. You can also click here, and when you click on it, you just see the items that are waiting to be updated with tracking number. So actually, I have items here from November 23. Well, I'm telling you, this guy, well, I already took care of it, but this guy could have not get his package, and I could get a negative feedback, which is the one thing no eBay seller wants to have. So over here, this is exactly the screen where you can start monitoring those stuff and start managing your account, not talking, and that's just as addition to the part where you actually manage your business, because suddenly, finally, you can understand your profits. It's an estimated profit because it really depends on what exactly was the price in the purchase point. But even with that estimated profit, suddenly you can understand how well you're doing in the dropshipping world, and maybe think of creative ideas like maybe changing the strategy of how you sell, like the strategy that was offered for selling in the beginning with no profit, or maybe changing the audience you're trying to get to, maybe changing the item specifics and investing more in them, and so on and so forth. Um, so that's about the sales and profit page. And Ofer, I think you have a surprise to show us. Is it ready? Oh,
Yeah,
I,
did you
yeah, I
talk
didn't
about
talk
the
about
chili
the chili
tracker, by
tracker,
the way?
right? So one of the things that we also offer here, on top of the page, you will find a link to Chili Tracker, which is an
אילם, אני
amazing
ממש מתחבר,
app
הוא
that me
אוכל
and
את
Offer
הראש.
both are working with and recommend a lot.
ממש בעייתי.
It's not part of DSM; it's a
זה
third-party
מוחלט.
supplier. What Chili Tracker does, and you can reach it if you click over there, you can register over here. And by the way, you have a discount coupon if you use DSM Tool coupon, because we arrange your cool coupon of a first month discount. So what Chili Tracker does is it connects to your Gmail account and it scans it, and once you have a
תוציא אותו לחדר,
tracking
לא
number
יודע,
to
ממש
update, it
10 דקות
updates it
יש לי.
all automatically. You don't have to touch anything,
תגיד,
and
מה,
it
לא
does
יודע
it
מה זה.
immediately. That first, it helps you with your
מצטער,
handling time. I told you, it helps you to become top-rated seller much faster. Second, you don't have to touch anymore your tracking number updating. It automates it completely for you. And third, another cool feature they have is that they send the user, the buyer, after a week, they send him a message reminding him to give you a positive feedback, and I'm telling you, your feedbacks are flying. It's insane. They go up so fast. It's like the best tool for tracking number updating.
I can tell you that I'm using them. They cost really something like $10 or $15 a month, and my rank, my feedback score went from 300 to 600 within month and a half, because it just automate my messages to the buyers, and they always say this is the best treatment that I got, the customer service that I got on eBay ever, and I am not doing anything. I just wrote there one time a script, and it automates the messages to every person with the tracking number, with the message after a week. Hi, I saw you got the product. I hope you are satisfied, and please leave me feedback if you are satisfied. And it just automates the feedbacks, and this is also something that eBay takes a lot attention of. It's now not for accident that all those high-ranked users sell more. This is something that eBay considers a lot. So not updating my tracking numbers and always stay with updated tracking numbers on time and sending those messages, I think that it's worth it. I personally use it. Kfir uses it in his stores. It's something that we liked so much that we just cooperating with this tool, this great tool. We bring you a lot of tools, as you can see. We believe in cooperation with the great advanced tools in the dropshipping industry, because we do believe in one-stop shop that will give you the whole coverage of a dropshipping business
Offer,
in
I
DSM
want
tool.
my orders
That's
to
about
be
them.
more automated.
Yeah, we are lazy, right? This is the bottom line. We want a money-making machine. We don't want to search by ourselves and update tracking and all those things and go and order stuff. So we have this smart bot. Did you show them this great
Well, how
smart bot
about
tool?
automating the orders completely?
Okay, so one of the things we offer for free for all our users is a Chrome extension that helps you copy and paste items. I'm sorry, orders, the shipping details from the sales and profit or from your emails. But one of the things we are just entered, and it's in our beta, and it will be released
This is a
within the
glimpse
upcoming
to
weeks.
the development area of DSM tool.
Exactly, this is the auto order. Next to the sales, you will see a auto order tab. Once you will turn it on, you could buy a credit, and when you will buy a credit, you could create a link to the relevant website. We are currently supporting Amazon and Walmart. We are working on supporting more websites. When you create a new connection to a website, we ask you for the username and password. We always use gift card. We don't want to take your credit card, and we only use the buy box. We are not supporting a supply table because we're trying to eliminate as many problems as we can. Also, we send you a minimum gift alert email. If we are using, as I said, gift card, you are paying on Amazon or on Walmart. You are paying however you want on a gift card, and you load it to the website, and we start running the auto orders every time an order arrives. And when this gift card reach below some balance that you predefined, we send you an email message: hi, your balance is low, you need to reload it. And the auto order system works by giving you each one of you a special IP proxy, and perform for you the purchases. And after it purchasing it, Kfir showed you this blue icon button of the cart that you mark it by yourself. So the auto order has a few other icons. For instance, this watch, this clock, is saying this item has just been ordered by just been bought on eBay, and we are waiting. We have a delay of 10 minutes at least until we call the auto order automated bot, because we want to make sure that the buyer didn't regret. If he regrets, we will cancel this order, and we will add you a note, this orange bell. We will tell you, hi, this user want to cancel, so he didn't order it. And if 10 minutes passed and he didn't cancel it, we perform an order. We are trying to purchase the item for you by ourselves using your gift card. If the item was purchased successfully, you will see this icon, this blue card with a yellow badge that's saying this one was auto ordered successfully, and only the successful orders are counted toward your credit. If it was failed for any reason, for instance, no gift balance or something wrong with the auto order, you will see a red icon. I can't show you right now the screen that pops up when you click on the one of those, but when you click on it, you will see the page. If it failed, you will see the last page it was failed on, so you could know what was the reason. For instance, a problem with the address, or insufficient gift card, or price was different. All kind of protections we are making. If it was successful, you will see the history of the order, the price you paid, the address, everything, so you'll make sure that that it worked well. About those red ones, you could, if for instance it was due to insufficient gift card, you could click on it and say reorder again, auto order again. It will add it to the queue of ordering, and this basically automates all your system. You can find items through our tools. You can list items in bulk or using some virtual assistant. You can manage your store, and you can simply.
So you're saying that now I can concentrate in what dropshipping really is, in creating data?
Exactly. This is what what we are trying to bring to the world. The focus, changing the focus from the daily working that we keep doing, and focus only on the relevant things, which are managing our tool to become managing our store to become more efficient, more relevant, with only relevant unique items, and sell more. That's the basic thing.
So maybe I could show now the semi-automated
Okay.
system.
Yeah, if you want, but you know, you can, if you want, if you don't want to use the auto order, or want to give some virtual assistant to make purchases for you, you have this Chrome extension. We don't need to talk about it so much because you have a video that explain. You can easily install it by clicking on this button. It will add the extension. If you want to update a version, we always update the versions if a user reporting on bugs, or if we support more websites. By the way, it's supporting Amazon, Walmart, and basic Kmart, but maybe soon it will support more steps in Kmart. If you want to update it, you simply remove it from Chrome and reinstall
I'll tell
it
you even
from the
more than that,
website.
by the way. If you're
And
registered to DSM, or if you're just a new registration, you will get it as part of your part of the 7 tips that you're getting when you register. And if you're not registered,
right,
yeah, if
how
you're
to
not,
use it.
if you're already registered, then just go to our YouTube channel, go to the playlist, and the first playlist is the 7 tips. Go to tip number 5. It's all about how to use the bot. But offer, I would like to show them some cool tip, at least about the pictures, because this is such an awesome tip.
Okay, let me show it quickly. Okay, I wanted to say about this that the one of the reasons to do install this smart bot is not because of this semi-automation. It's because what we do on the source websites. For instance, in Amazon, as soon as you install it, you will see a new button. You see here, list item. This button doesn't exist in Amazon, but when you install our this smart bot, we add a button that helps you quickly list an item within from Amazon. The special part of it is that if you're going to Amazon, for instance, and you find variation, for instance, the lady shoe, so you can you have usually variation, color, stuff like this. When you select the relevant variation that you want to publish, this list item will be updated with the variation, so you don't need to look up for the specific ASIN. It will just publish you the red shoe that you wanted. You see the link. You can simply, if you want to change template, you can change, you can import. Other things that we have is that when you search, for instance, a lady shoe, and you are connected to our VIP program, you can see here that the status is connected VIP. So when you search something and click somewhere on the screen, you could see a new button, grab all ASINs. When I will click on it, you will see all ASINs, you see, and I can bulk list it. But the most nice thing that me and Kfir are using is if we will go and find some baby toy, for instance, and we showed you some way to get a unique image from YouTube. Another way you can get unique information is from the customer reviews. A lot of people writing unique information for you on those items. For instance, this information is unique, and it's not only unique, it also helps you sell more. Now, those customers are sharing a lot of images, as you can see, and Amazon doesn't let you copy or get this image, but we created inside our smart bot an option to grab those images out of the gallery. I will show you how. You can go to one of the images, for instance, let's take this one. It's not so perfect, but I don't know why I don't see the link. Let me try to grab it from the customer image. I can take one of the image that I want, for instance this one, which is unique, and
maybe refresh the page.
what was that? You say I didn't. It's a new installation. I don't know. Anyway, you can click. What happened? You can click on the gallery. You can click on the image. I don't know why it jumps, but you can click on the image and you will see a link. A second. To grab here it is, image link. You see, you can grab, simply copy the link address, and you will have the image. This is the image, the original image that you cannot grab without the Chrome extension. And this people are doing the work for you.
Just the way like I pasted the URL when I was listing the item and I used an image from YouTube. This is the best way, and I'm telling you, those images are the best sellers in the world. And what about the customers who also bought?
Yeah, you have a unique image. Okay, another thing that we added is a option to copy all ASINs of the customers who also bought and sponsored. You can just copy all the ASINs and paste, and this is another thing that
I want to say
cool,
one small thing about it. Think about it. We talked about structured data. So eBay puts the most relevant sellers for the most relevant customers. So once your customers bought some item, you are already tagged somehow within eBay to specific customers. So it's most likely that customers who also bought this item, that bought other items that are related to this item, will buy also those items from you. So this is a very powerful tool.
Also, if you are selling item, this is a tip that I'm doing and I'm telling you it's always working. If there's some item that I'm selling, that means that I'm selling a lot of it. That means that I'm touching something hot, something that is has a lot of demand. But the people that are searching for this item, for instance, this toy, didn't search for baby Einstein take along. They search for musical toy, which means that the musical toy is a high demand category, which means that all the related items in the same price range and similar title that I created could be sold. And I'm telling you that a lot of items that I'm holding, if it's toys, if it's a kitchen set, if it's whatever, I'm just changing 1-2 words and it doubles my sellings and create a lot of profit on my accounts. This is one way to do it quick. Okay, so basically we talked about all the flow, right? As we said, we have the help center if you need things. We have more things like buying gift cards if you want to buy if you are not using your credit card. We are working with a third-party supplier that gives us option to buy Amazon gift cards using PayPal and leave the getting money from eBay and buying on Amazon in a closed circle of PayPal.
It's been almost 2.5 hours
Yes.
now, and I think we're close to an end because well, the webinars usually take as much as this time. I'm completely thrilled. I want to use DSM.
Yeah.
I think that one-stop shop is exactly what a dropshipper needs. It answers the needs of the dropshipper, but I also want to bring friends over.
Okay.
So how can I share the message?
So it's a good question. We allow you. We believe in word to mouth. We think that this tool is so fantastic that people should tell friends about it. This is why we share our profits with you. We give you in the other tab link that is affiliate link. You can share this link with your friends on your Facebook, wherever you want to share with it, and you can get 25% of the referral monthly subscription price, which means that it's enough that 4 people will sign up and upgrade, and you can get this tool for free or even gain extra cash. We have few guys that this is what they do. Besides selling, they just publish and get a very nice income on a monthly basis. This is about bringing a friend, but what about moving to us? If you are right now using another tool, as I said, inside the importing, we have import more listings, and you can import from various of tools. If your tool is not listed here, you can import from an Excel file. You just click on the relevant, let it load. You click on the relevant one that you want, that is relevant to you. For instance, Excel file, you can download example and fill it up with source, with target, with a source ID, target ID, and the target name and source name, and you submit, you upload this file, and it will import all the existing items of yours into the monitor.
Contact us.
Just pay attention.
We're here to help.
Yeah, if you need any help, you can simply contact us. We have a full team of helping customer support that they are willing to help you in any language. And just make sure that first of all, if you are importing more than 50 items, you should first upgrade your account to the listing amount. And the second thing, that you first set up your settings to the, if you want to sell, or if you want to have prime protection, what is your break even, all of those things before you are importing existing.
So Ofer, you showed me how my account is looking like and how do I control it through the dashboard. We found some great items with third-party tools or tools that we offer as DSM, or free stuff that we just give away. We managed templates and multiple templates for multiple occasions. We listed the item with a rapid lister and completely optimized it to be more relevant and according to eBay 2017 requirements. Then we managed our store and optimized everything, and now we have an optimized store to sell more. We already sold the item, so we saw how much do we still need to ship and how much tracking is left to be updated, and we used even Chili Tracker to update it automatically, and saw the automatic ordering system. We used the DSmartBot to get some more cool features. I want to say thank you. I think that this is really everything that we do in dropshipping. What else can we say? I just want to add that it's from now on, we're passing this is our message to you guys. This is the one thing that will empower the whole idea of DSM and the whole power that runs the engine is the community, because from now on it's up to you. And if we build a great community, we will all sell all together. We learn from you guys. Your tips are amazing and you share it with us and we love it. So help us build this amazing community of DSM and make us all sell more. Any last words, Ofer? Yes, also our plans, which by the way is also part of the community approach, which I believe that if you follow the prices in the market, you would realize that the whole idea of dropshipping in mass says our business model first they start free, and then it says even when you start when you upgrade your account, we still want to be competitive, and we still want to give you the best offer in the market when it comes to value against money. So
if you have anything that you want to us to add, for instance, someone asked about suppliers, more suppliers or features or things like this, we listen a lot to the community. You can ask questions either on the Facebook and people will help you, either by contacting us, and as we said, we have a customer service that helps everyone. You can spread the word, and I just want to thank you for coming and hearing and listening, and I hope you learned a few things here, how to improve, and you can already go and improve your sellings and improve your whole store on eBay. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we will see you in the
we are
next,
going to perform more webinars in the upcoming months, so please keep up, stay updated. Today it was a deep overview about our system. The next webinars that are planned are webinars specifically for VIP users, starting from learning about the yearly holidays and what to sell, deep knowledge with our different suppliers, so we want to go out of Amazon.com, which is the most common one, and many more webinars that we're preparing for you. Thank you all. We're going to stay here for a few more minutes just to answer questions privately. And yeah, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Yeah.
And see you.